めちゃくちゃクソうめえ。調理法は普通、食材だって変わんねえ。なのになんでこんなに味が不けんだ。クソうめえ。
What's up, everybody? This is Vinspoke D.eez Nutz, and today we're back with another round of the One Piece WAP, also known as Wild Ass Predictions. There will be massive spoilers this go around, so view at your own peril. Now, if y'all thought Ryokugyu the Mandrake was a reach, then buckle up, buckaroo, because we're going off the deep end on this one. We're not just talking about one of the most mysterious characters this time. We're covering two. Except not really. We're only covering one character. Confused yet? Good. Today, we'll be talking about Monkey D. Dragon, the father of everybody's favorite rubber band man, Monkey D. Luffy, as well as Rocks D. Xebec, the fallen captain of the Rocks Pirates. The plot twist is that I am going to go on record right now and predict that these two people are actually the same person. Now let's start by making sure that this is actually possible. We know that the Rocks Pirates existed at least 38 years ago. This is when the God Valley incident occurred, where Rocks D. Xebec was supposedly killed by Garp and Gold D. Roger. This would mean that Dragon had to be at least a reasonable age to be a pirate. According to the 6th One Piece databook, Dragon is 55 years old after the time skip. This would place Dragon at 17 years old at the time of the God Valley incident. You might think that's a little young, but homeboy Luffy started his pirate journey at age 17. I mean, this dude Naruto turned 17 in the middle of the final battle of Shippuden, so I don't know. In universe, Streusen's head ass talked Big Mom into being a pirate when she was like 5, and she started off with a 50 million berry bounty. We have no idea how strong Dragon was or is at any point in his life, but we can't rule out that he could have been a menace at the age of 17. Call me Tarzan, but the low-hanging fruit is that the silhouette of Rocks at least looks similar to Dragon. They have similar hair. Maybe Rocks' hair is wilder as a sign of his youth compared to the older Dragon's luscious mane. I could even see Dragon's widow's peak as like, okay, maybe 38 years later his hairline is starting to recede. Just like mine! Their maniacal smiles look similar, and this is kind of an anime-only thing, but their noses, at least when Monkey D. Dragon is young, look very similar. Reach! And the most obvious similarity is that they both have the middle initial D. We've also seen that characters can undergo complete transformations that fool even the closest people to them. When Kaido boiled Odin alive, Denjiro underwent a complete transformation into Kyoshiro and fooled even the people closest to him, the Akazaya 9. They didn't recognize that he was Denjiro up until the final raid on Onigashima, so maybe it's possible that Rocks D. Xebec underwent a similar transformation, and this is why Kaido and Big Mom may not necessarily recognize him and think that he actually fell during the God Valley incident. But I'm not leaning on that as the foundation of my wild-ass prediction. I'm going to look at certain things that have been said that were so oddly specific that they struck me as odd. Like, why would you say that specifically? One of the most mysterious islands in the One Piece world is Baltigo, the headquarters of the Revolutionary Army. According to the Big News newspaper, the island of Baltigo was veiled in mystery for decades. 4 decades, maybe? Blackbeard was only able to roll up on Baltigo because Big Dick Burgess stowed away on the ship returning from Dressrosa. Looking ass said that the island wasn't even located on any maps, and that they'd have to follow his Viver card to locate him. When Rocks D. Xebec is properly introduced as a mythical legendary pirate, Sengoku mentions that the battle happened at an island called God Valley. The battle was so ridiculous and intense that after the dust had settled, the island apparently vanished. No trace of the island was left on any maps, and the world government basically removed its existence, as well as Rocks D. Xebec, from history books. The only people that still remember him, or the God Valley incident for that matter, are people that were alive and present at the time. So we have a magically disappearing island, no longer on any maps, that Garp suspiciously doesn't want to talk about. So what? If Rocks D. Xebec was, maybe, Monkey D. Dragon's pirate alias, and Garp had to defeat his own child in combat, that would be reason enough that I could see why Garp just refuses to talk about the God Valley incident. Especially because somehow celestial dragons were involved. Maybe he's using the genuine reason of hating celestial dragons to avoid talking about what happened, to hide the truth that he had to battle his own kid. But that's still not enough for me. What I find eerily similar is that the same wording used to describe what happened at God Valley is used to describe what happened to Ohara. After the Buster Call was ordered on Ohara, Buster Rhymes shows up and drops such heat on Ohara that it was described to have been wiped off of the map, similar to God Valley. And we do actually see Ohara razed to the ground. Unless that white soil is natural, Baltigo looks like it's been through some rough shit. And this dude was straight up called the world's worst criminal. What the hell has this man done? My final pieces of evidence are that Sengoku straight up tells us that Rox D. Xebec dabbled in subjects considered taboo by the world government, similar to what Ohara did. He also had an ambition even greater than becoming the Pirate King. Rox D. Xebec wanted to become the king of the world. This dude definitely wanted to overthrow the world government, which is not too dissimilar from Monkey D. Dragon's desire to completely overthrow the world government himself. We don't know what's going to happen after the world government is overthrown. Here's my final summarized theory. Rox D. Xebec was the pirate alias of a much, much younger Monkey D. Dragon. This young Monkey D. Dragon dabbled in taboo subjects, just like the Oharans did, and discovered something at God Valley that he really wasn't supposed to find.
No, Nuts!
After Garp and Gold D. Roger teamed up to bring him down, a celestial dragon on the island ordered a buster call to eradicate any remains of what was discovered or what had happened on the island of God Valley. This island was erased from history books, as was the pirate Rox D. Xebec, and became the island we now know as Baltigo. Presumed dead, and not wanting to attract attention, Monkey D. Dragon began operating under his birth name, and changed his goal from wanting to become the king of the world to forming the revolutionaries in an attempt to overthrow the world government.